In the high-peaked kingdom of Aethoria, where cities floated on clouds and people rode winged steeds, an earth-shattering calamity struck. The celestial anchor, a giant crystal that kept the capital city aloft, was sabotaged by the subterranean Molten Dwellers. As the city began to crumble and fall, the desperate Sky King turned to his most unusual guardian, Kaelen, a stone speaker from the earthbound mountain tribes, whose magic could command rock and crystal. His order was simple yet immense. Save my daughter, Princess Lyra. Take her to the silent forest below, where the earth magic is strong. Keep her alive. Kaelen, a man of few words with hands calloused from stone and eyes the color of slate, found the princess. Lyra was all silver blonde hair tied in intricate braids, storm-gray eyes wide with terror, and skin so pale it seemed to hold moonlight. She wore a gown that shimmered like a nebula, now torn by falling debris. He didn't ask. He wrapped a thick, earth-toned cloak around her, held her tight, and did the unthinkable. He jumped from the falling edge of the city. As they plummeted, he pressed his hands together and roared a command to the mountain below. A pillar of living rock surged upward, catching them gently and then retracting into a mountainside cave. They were safe, but deep within the unknown, lightless tunnels of the world. Lyra, who had only known the open sky, trembled in the oppressive dark. Kaelen knelt, placed his palms on the ground, and hummed a low, resonant tune. Soft, blue glowing crystals sprouted from the walls, illuminating a cavern of breathtaking beauty. He built a small fort of living stone for her to rest in, with a bed of luminous moss. "I cannot see the stars," Lyra whispered, her voice echoing. "The silence is too loud." Kaelen, who spoke more to stone than to people, simply sat at the entrance. "The stones are singing," he said, his voice rough. "They sing of deep time and steadfastness. I will teach you to listen." He spent the night telling her the stories the mountains told him. Their journey through the underrealm took weeks. He taught her to find edible glowing fungi, to drink from crystal-clear underground streams. She taught him the constellations, drawing them in the cave dust. He called forth bridges over bottomless chasms. She used her knowledge of wind and pressure to find exits to the surface. In a cavern filled with bioluminescent flowers that swayed to his earth magic hums, they shared their first true laugh. Her storm-gray eyes began to sparkle with curiosity, not fear, and his slate-colored gaze softened when he looked at her. One day, a messenger bat found them. The war was over. Aethoria was saved, but at great cost. The Sky King demanded his daughter's return. The reunion in the rebuilt floating city was cold. Lyra, in her restored nebulous silks, felt like a ghost. Kaelen stood at the back of the glittering hall, a figure of dirt and stone among clouds and silk. The king praised his bravery, rewarded him with land below, and dismissed him. Their goodbye was a locked gaze across a crowded throne room, a universe of unspoken words hanging between them. Weeks later, the king announced Lyra's betrothal to the prince of a neighboring sky kingdom, a union to strengthen their aerial fleets. That night, Lyra looked at her star charts and then at the ground far, far below. She knew what she had to do. She didn't take a skyship. She went to the very edge of the city, to the repaired celestial anchor, placing her hands on it. She pushed, not with muscle, but with the earth magic Kaelen had unknowingly awoken in her heart. A tiny, precise crack formed. A single, sturdy vine of magic-infused stone grew from the anchor, spiraling down to the very mountain where Kaelen now lived alone. He was there, sensing the disturbance in the stone, and saw her descending the crystalline vine, her silver hair flying like a banner. She jumped the last few feet into his arms. "My father offered me the sky," she said, breathless, her forehead against his. "But you taught me to listen to the earth, and my heart's song is for you." Kaelen held her, and for the first time, his words flowed freely. "I am no prince. I have only a humble spire and the voice of the mountain. That," Lyra smiled, her stormy eyes clear and certain, "is the only kingdom I want." He took her hands, and together they placed him on the mountainside, where his power met hers, earth-deep steadfastness and sky-high spirit. A new miracle occurred. A magnificent castle grew from the living rock. not a fortress of war, but a sanctuary of arches and towers that touch the clouds, with gardens of starlight flowers and roots deep in the heart of the world. They ruled nothing, and yet they had built everything.